There are two things you should know about me. One, I love watching romance and slice of life. And two, apparently, I'm also a bit of a masochist, because watching modern romance animes in the big 25 either gives me crippling depression and loneliness, as well as the need to plunge headfirst into a crocodile, or gives me brain rot and makes me feel actual physical pain. But even so, romance is like the root beer of anime for me. It makes me feel absolutely miserable if I have too much, but it's still the only thing holding my entire life together, which is kinda sad. However, even my obsession with romance animes has its own limits. For example, I absolutely could not finish Toradora. I know, quite a shame, but I just could not handle the main girl. But there's one thing that I dislike even more than Toradora, and that is love triangles in anime. And it's not even like a I hate love triangles kind of thing. It's more like every time there's a love triangle, I just know that I'll somehow be supporting the wrong girl to win, and feel empty inside when it's all said and done. Time after time, the wrong girl wins, and I have to watch a fictional 2D character tear my heart to pieces. So, that's why when I first started watching Blue Box, way back in like 2023 or something, when the two main female leads got introduced, I knew this was gonna be tough. And I had actually put down the manga and completely forgot about it, all the way until the anime got announced. And I got curious, so once again, I picked up the manga and read it all the way through in just 3 days. It was that good. And it really changed my mind on how love triangles can be depicted and interpreted in manga and anime, because, at least in my opinion, the way that Blue Box executed its love triangle was perfect. And so, that begs the question, why does Blue Box's love triangle actually work? This first part will probably have anime spoilers. So, if you forgot what Blue Box even is, or you're just a stupid little goober trying to spoil everything for yourself, yeah, I'm looking at you. Blue Box is a romance slice of life anime with some sports anime elements tied in. You have the main character, Taiki Inomata, a freshman badminton player at his high school. He's a pretty down bad guy, especially after meeting Chinatsu, the perfect, cheerful yet reserved upperclassman who immediately greets him with a basketball to the head. She's a part of the school basketball team, and so Taiki and Chinatsu are able to see each other every morning when practicing for their sports. On the other hand, you have the great Hina Chono, one of Taiki's childhood friends and a gifted rhythmic gymnast. She's cheerful and fun to be around, and loves teasing Taiki whenever she can, just like every other childhood friends in other animes. On the inside though, under all that cheerfulness lies a layer of self-doubt and desperation, along with her own affection for Taiki. Between both Chinatsu and Hina, the author really does an incredible job of developing their stories and motivations for not only their own lives, but also why they interact with those around them. They feel rather mature, and their dialogue with their friends and with Taiki reflect that, while still keeping it realistic. The small moments from when they experience immense heartache from losing in sports, to simply talking at a basketball court, or when they go from the highest of highs to the absolute lowest of lows, are so incredibly crucial in characterizing both Chinatsu and Hina, to the point where they're not simply just simple side characters in a romance anime, but they are fleshed out people with dreams, ambitions, sadness, and inspirations. Chinatsu and Hina might just be two possible love interests for a main character, but because they are dynamic yet different, they feel like two sides of a coin. And yet, they are genuine, heartfelt characters who you feel a real emotional connection to, despite them simply being 2D pixels moving on a screen. They represent Blue Box, Ao no Hako, a blue youthfulness that can be both bittersweet and nostalgic at the same time. It's something that I sorely miss in many other love triangle animes, a set of characters that despite their differences, you really wouldn't mind either one winning. So, now that I've been yapping for a bit, what does this all mean? Well, you see, while Chinatsu and Hina are a big reason why the Blue Box love triangle works, the biggest reason is really Taiki himself. On the outside, he seems like one of the most typical characters of all time, a pretty generic guy who's upbeat and loves badminton. but to only label him as such is doing him a disservice. Despite his easygoing personality and chill vibes, he's honestly quite the opposite once you start reading further. He's determined and extremely passionate, and yet he balances that with a very kind heart. He can be indecisive at times, but when it matters the most, Taiki will put his foot down and be the one doing the negotiating. During the whole love triangle debacle, it was pretty clear that there was only going to be one girl who would be the one for Taiki. Major anime spoiler alert, by the way. Even though Hina poured her heart and soul into Taiki and made it clear that she had fallen romantically for him, it wouldn't be right to simply lead her on thinking that she had a real chance, or even the opposite, where many romance main characters would just brush it off like it's no big deal. And while Taiki doesn't answer Hina's confession to him right away, he does so out of wanting to protect the relationship that they had, and to make sure that it was really the right decision. And after confiding with the best man of the show, he puts his foot down at the summer camp and leaves nothing left untied. It's a trait that separates Taiki from other main characters, the ability to resolve conflicts without dragging them out, and being able to do so even in the most tenuous of situations. The love triangle is actually resolved by the end of the show, and it's not done so half-heartedly, nor does it feel devoid of any real substance. While the My Anime List comments will continue to argue whether Chinatsu or Hina is better until the end of time, there is one thing that is certain. Both characters are brilliantly characterized and so empathetically developed that their struggles, pain, and growth feel so real yet wholesome. When you include Taiki as well, the love triangle sets itself apart from the others in the same genre in a way that isn't empty at all, but filled with emotion and heartbreak, and yet gives hope for the future. While I still am not fond of love triangles in romance animes, Blue Box has helped me realize that when it's done right, the feelings that it produces can last far beyond its story.